Welcome to Gifted Underachievers, a podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. Creative work is the art of managing constant rejection. In this segment, Pat and James discuss what compels us to keep putting one foot in front of the other. We're always doing stuff even when we're feeling like we're not.
Yeah.
And we also we have stuff that we've put out there.
Yeah.
Whether it's our own writing or short stories, like you have this book coming out,
Mm-hmm.
which everyone should pre-order, by the way.
Oh,
And remember to put a little plug in here for where they can pre-order.
yes.
But we have our own writing out there that could, find the right person at the right time in the right way.
Yeah.
And we have work that we're putting out that somebody could say, this is a really wonderful book. I wonder
Mm-hmm.
who edited this, who's the person that helped this person do this,
Yeah.
so anything's possible.
Yeah. It is. I was just talking to one of my students yesterday. We had a little consulting call, and she's a copywriter and writes about travel and stuff. Very like savvy person, really good editing mind, good big picture fiction mind, and loves reading, loves books. The reason she took my course on developmental editing for fiction was that she helped a writer friend with her book, and the writer friend secured representation immediately afterwards. Like, it was just, and the feeling, when she was telling me about how she felt, the hair rose on my arms, because I was like, this person is in love with the business, which I'm in love with it too. I think it's just a very useful aspect of a writing kind of ecosystem. Without editors, there's almost nothing is publishable, I mean,
Yeah.
yes, you can edit your own stuff, but you need somebody else's mind on it as well, just to
Yeah.
point out opportunities and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So that's what turned her on to being wanting to be able to do it full time, and she's going to transition. And it's going to be we're talking about how it's not going to be a linear path. Anything that you want, um, you're going to get a lot of no's before you get a yes, or you're going to get a yes early and feel like every time you get a no after that, there's something wrong with the world, when in fact it was just a fluke that you got the yes early. I think the universe so yeah, in some ways it's a cold machine, but I think it also rewards confidence in some ways, or some kind of trust, and so I have trust issues, and like anytime I'm not actually concerned about whether something works out, I'm not doing that second guessing. It tends to work out because I just put everything into it. And that's kind of like the 3-day novel where, you don't have time to second guess anything. You've just got to keep producing words and making the reader turn the page. So in a way, you become the reader as well as a writer because it's coming out so fast. And there's no feeling like that, it's inexplicable. And so just to circle back to putting our stuff out, this year I put my stuff out, I think 3 times. I applied for Hedgebrook, which I got the news this year. I think of the application was last year. I've sent an article into Geist, which is, I'm not gonna hear probably for 5 or 6 months, whether it's a yes or a no. And I've sent 2 things into, the Stockholm Writers Fest. They have a first 5 pages contest, so I paid twice and sent 2 different novels beginnings in. And I got a no on Hedgebrook, a no on both. Not Didn't even hit the long list for Stockholm on either piece, and they're completely different. And don't know yet about the other one. And I'm like, yeah, that would have bummed me out, last year for sure, or maybe the year before. But because I have a novel coming out, I feel like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's like the only reason I even sent stuff out was because somebody said yes to my novel. And because I hadn't been submitting for years. I was just like, I'm tired of getting no's, I'm just going to
Yeah.
stop doing that. I'm going to keep writing, but I'm not going to submit anymore. And,
Yeah.
I had an agent and I stopped submitting to her because I was just like, it's too demoralizing, and I don't want to have those feelings. But now that you get one yes, it can carry you through the next 100 no's.
Oh yeah, that's you need those yeses to be able to keep going. And
Mm,
that was I got So this is a little bit of an aside, but like in this putting stuff out in the universe, I sent out, this short story of mine that I've been trying to get published. And I sent it, this one friend of mine who's a poet said, "Oh, send it to this literary, editor at this literary magazine." Uh, he's a good guy and he gets back really quickly. And his response was, "I enjoyed reading this story and think you should consider writing a screenplay. You've got a feel for multi-generational relations and for dialogue. Keep it up. Kind regards."
Mm,
Is that an acceptance letter?
no, no, it's not. How bizarre.
Yeah.
I never encountered that before. That's a wild one.
I know. I've gotten plenty of the, "Hey, this is really good, but it's just not right for us." Get that all the time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
This was the one where I'd like read it and then I had to reread it and then I had to reread it again. And I'm like, where is it in here saying, and we'll be publishing it in the, fall edition.
That's a no. That is the
Yeah.
most unknown no I've ever heard.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, and then you should write a screenplay is like, go stand on a rocky prominence with a strong wind blowing in your face. Try to urinate.
And toss the pages into the wind.
Yes.
I mean, it must have been validating on some level because you've been thinking about
Yeah.
writing screenplays, right?
Yeah, I've written one screenplay that got
Mm.
picked up by Warner Brothers and then dropped because the funding disappeared.
Yeah, so it's a
But
tricky world.
yeah, so it's a really tricky. It's a really tricky. But after the third read, I just started laughing because
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, this is a rejection letter."
Yeah.
And
Oh,
why
yeah.
did it take you 3 reads to figure this out, you dumbass?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's called hope.
yeah, yeah. You see the words, love this screenplay, la 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 la.
Yeah.
Think, I'm on my way.
Yeah. Was
Yeah.
it Emily Dickinson who said hope is a bird whose skull just got crushed? Was that her?
That or Edward Geary. Thanks for listening to Gifted Underachievers, a podcast for mid-level creatives with delusional ambitions. We'd love to hear from you, so please leave a comment, join our chat page, or send an email to let us know how we're doing. Thanks, and have a great day.